Welcome to my series From Fresh to BiS. Here you're gonna see me turn this level 1 paladin into a fully best in SWAT character. And if you're new here, I've made a playlist so you can watch the series from the start. At the end of episode 2 we got Freshtobis to this point, and we even got our epic achievement. And now finally at episode 3 you can see some more action. As the series continues on and our character gets more geared, we're gonna see a lot more raids. We start off this episode by me clearing up my bags so I have more space, because by farming constantly, as you've seen in the previous episode, I get full bags all of the time. And I was thinking about creating a guild just to use it as a storage. But instead of that, I found a random guy who was looking for people for TOC 25. The week was already reset, so I had all of my CDs free, so I decided to give it a shot. And as soon as he accepted me in his group, I've started speaking with him and he offered me something crazy. He offered me to join his guild, and now my entire dream of owning my own guild bank disappears, but I get an opportunity to get a lot of gear. So I left my old random guild that I joined while I was leveling, and he invited me into the guild Zeph side. And because I want to do a nice impression, I offered to help him by searching for some people for the group so we can do it faster. And without wasting any time, I've set up my spamming add-on and began spamming. And even people started whispering me instantly. And because Freshtobis is always angry when he stays at one spot doing nothing, I've decided to go and farm a little bit while we're gathering the people so I can make some extra gold. Gold always comes in handy. And in around 10 minutes, which was ultra fast, the group was already almost full. Then the usual stuff happened with bug raids. We had some people slacking, and after we were full, it took us 10 more minutes just to get everyone here and buff up. Then finally we started killing the bosses. But there was a little problem. If you take a closer look to the SCADA damage tracking add-on, you're gonna notice that there is a very big difference between the first and let's say the 5th or 6th person in the group, which means that our DPS is kind of low. And many people are gonna say, what's the problem about that? You're way over geared for TOC 25 normal. Yes, but this doesn't work for Warmane, because most of the people here are just used to nuke the bosses with damage and avoid most of the mechanics by having way over geared people in the group. And to prove what I'm saying, just take a look at the group. We have so many dead people even at World Jaraxxus, which is kind of crazy. But I never let my spirits go down, so I hope for the best. I want you to take a close look at what time we're starting the faction champions. And now fast forward when we've ended the boss fight. You see what I'm saying? And at the Nubarak, the raid started falling apart. People started dying. After that, people started leaving the group, and for me it was pretty much over. And as I told you earlier, I had a bad feeling, and my feeling was correct. But who cares? The most important thing is that we got into another raid. Death's verdict didn't drop, so I even didn't have any loot that I can roll on. Maybe something for off-spec, but this is not really important right now. Then we went to another VOA 25 hoping for the sanctified pants to drop. And this time the group wasn't gathered by me, I joined a random group. But sadly, after we killed the ice boss, we had no luck again. And in the same mood, I've decided to try and give it a shot at the VOA 10 player. And as you can see, there is a lot of VOAs, a lot of raids going on right now. I got into a group, we went to VOA, we killed the boss, and again, no luck. Sometimes stuff like this happens. Then I've started thinking, what is gonna be the hardest thing that Freshtobis needs to do in order to get to best in slot gear? And the answer to this question is Shadowmourne. Shadowmourne is gonna be most likely the most time consuming thing. While some items can take you months and months to drop, which is not depending on your skill and if you're joining raids or not, it's depending of the luck if the item even drops. Then the best thing that I can do is to start working on the Shadowmourne quest chain. So as you can see, I've joined a random rep farm group, so I've started farming the souls for the first quest of the Shadowmourne quest chain. My whole idea was, if I get to the infusion part of the Shadowmourne quests and I need to do the infusions, let's say if I decide to buy infusions from people that boost and offer to sell them, they're gonna take me in the group even if I'm lower gear. So when I buy the infusions, I get the quests, but I also get a lot of frost emblems because most of the time the people that host these groups have boosters in the group, which are really strong players who can clean ICC 25 easily. And even if I don't get a single item, I'm gonna get a shot at some normal marks and a decent amount of frost emblems, which are really important to have. And moving on from this rep run, we've done only one run by the way, and the group fell apart. After that I went back to farming and I found another group for rep farm. We needed just 2 people more to fill the group and do another run. But then something super nice happened. I've looked in my chat and I saw that one of the guild's officers is trying to host a ICC 25, and I thought now is the chance to go and prove that I can play. I was really afraid that he might not want to take me in the group because I'm 5.3. I told him that I'm 5.3 and then I got this. He invited me, so I instantly left the rep farm group and I was even the 25th person in the raid. Perfect. I've got inside and the first thing that I saw was that everyone was waiting for me, and before me even reaching them, they've already set up a pull timer. So for 15 seconds, by the way, I've got every single buff and we instantly started the boss without waiting. I was feeling super excited because I'm here with an actual guild and potentially we can even maybe kill the Lich King. And of course, as everything in life, there was a little issue here also. This guild uses a DKP system. For the people who do not know what the DKP system is, it's a system where you get points for every raid that you do. And then when an item drops, let's say, you don't roll for it, but you bid for it, and you use the points that you get from your activity in the guild to bid for an item. And the problem? I don't have even 1 DKP, so even if an item drops, I cannot bid for it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it really felt kinda bad, because even if some cool items drop, I don't even have a chance at them. But it's worth to come and do some raids without getting any items, because that way you can prove to your guild that you're a good player, and in some time the system will assure that you will eventually gonna get items. The cool thing is that if you have enough DKP when an item drops and you have more than everyone else, it's guaranteed for you. So it requires a big time investment, but for me personally, despite feeling bad, it was worth it. But there is not only bad feelings here, there is good feelings also. As you just saw, I've got my Ashen Verdict reputation to Exalted, which means a nice, cool ring upgrade. Also, I farm souls with the group. So, for every run in ICC that I can do, preferably a full run, I get closer and closer to my goal of Shadowmourne and BiSing out this character. The run was going pretty smoothly, boss after boss, we were progressing steadily, and it was super nice because there was no slacking people, no AFK people, everybody was knowing what they're doing. And by the way, this is an outrun, this is not a main group. These guys even killed the Lich King on 25 heroics. Of course they're not gonna take me on a heroic run with a 5.3k Paladin, but still, it was going pretty smoothly. And of course, when we've reached Valitria, I wanted to flex, just like you saw in episode 2. I wanted to enter the portals with a Retri Paladin and prove what a Retri Paladin can do with healing. Now, this time it was heroic, so it was a little bit harder because I was taking damage from the stacks that I get, but still, the end result was 1.8 billion healing, but we need to keep in mind that this time we had 3 Holy Paladins and 1 Resto Shaman. It was not as good as the previous run, but still, I've even beat 1 Shaman at healing. Then at Sindragosa, it was a straightforward kill. I mean, like, we had some dead people, but I think that this is normal for Warmane. Like, the DPS tactic here, it's normal to have dead people. And finally, the moment came. This is the first time ever that Freshtobis is walking this way and is right next to the Lich King. I was feeling really strange. And do you know why? Because I've killed this boss thousands and thousands of times. But now I was feeling like it was the first time for me. I don't know if it's because I'm filming and trying to do this for you guys to see it, but it was really strange for me. I really loved the boss fight. It took me like 15 years back into the past. It was so cool for me to see Freshtobis fighting the Lich King so early in this series. And I thought, what are people gonna think about this? And remember guys, I'm doing all of this because of you. This is nothing new for me, but having you guys, the people writing the comments, the people watching the videos, the numbers that I see growing every day, this is what motivates me and this is what makes this journey so awesome for me. And I want to take a second to say thank you. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting, guys. And because I got this emotional, I want to take a second of your time to express my gratitude to Mr. Adrian, who is the first ever person to buy me a coffee since this channel was created. Thank you, Adrian. And I promise you, bro, I will never give up. And you who are watching right now, if you also wanna help me out, you can do so in the link that you can find in the description. Thank you guys, your support means everything for me. Let's go back to the video now. And right before we killed the boss, I had mixed feelings again, because even if Goren Zelk drops for me, I won't have the DKP to bid for it even if nobody wants it. But then I saw this message in the chat. I got my first ever DKP in this guild, so this means I can have a shot at some items and I can potentially bid for something. And while I was still processing everything, they gave a Conqueror's Mark for bidding, and guess what? I bid for it and they let me have it. So this was my first ever Conqueror's Mark that I have. A little bit later, there was still some items that I could have bid on, but I've seen that other people try to bid on them and most likely they're gonna have more DKP than me. This is my first run. I didn't try to outbid them or something like this, because this was my first actual run with the guild and I didn't want to mess with people. I'm new here and you know how people watch over new guys. And at the end, as you saw, I've got a 1 Conqu's Mark and I've got a nice mail boots that I can use, because as you know guys, Paladin can also be played on agility, which is not that bad. I don't like it that much, but it's really nice for a start. And after all the bidding was done, I had only one thing left to do here in ICC. I went and jumped down so I can die. After that, I entered back into ICC and I bought my first ever sanctified item. And with this item, Freshtobis finally unlocks his first T10 set bonus, which is gonna be a huge damage increase. And he's starting to look pretty nice, by the way, as you can see. I really like these shoulders. These, by the way, are our first ever pre-BiS item. But don't worry, I won't leave you guys with only one ICC in episode 3. The fun is just about to start. After the ICC, I've done a quick random dungeon for my daily 2 Emblem of Frosts. And what happened? Battered Hilt drop. This is the first time ever for me and Warmane that I see Battered Hilt drop. And of course I didn't have any luck to win it, but I didn't care that much about it. And after this cool moment, this happened. While I was on another ICC 10 rep farm, I saw in the guild chat again that the guild was trying to do RS25. And with my luck with this guild, I wanted to join again. And guess what? They took me in the group. The only problem that we had was that there wasn't enough people to fill the group, but I guess that for these guys that's not a problem, because we've attempted to do the RS25 with 19 people only. And I was amazed that we managed to kill the mini bosses with even 17 people currently at this moment. Yeah, I mean, like, it was kind of hard because the DPS was low, not because the damage dealers were low themselves, but we're just missing so much people. And we had a little problem with the third mini boss, but still, we've managed to kill all of the mini bosses and now only Halion was left. Can you imagine Freshtobis and RS25 at episode 3 trying to kill Halion? I want you to write in the comments now, pause the video and write in the comments, do you think that we are gonna be able to kill Halion? But don't cheat, pause the video guys. Sadly, we wiped, so for everybody who thought that we were gonna kill it, I'm sorry, we didn't. Of course I'm joking guys, we're not gonna give up so easily. Of course we did a second attempt, and this time things were different. We were with 19 people again, we couldn't find more people, but we gave the best that we can give from us, and at the end, we finally managed to kill Halion. And this is the first ever RS25 for Freshtobis. And if we take a closer look at the loot, we have 2 pre-BiS items that dropped for Freshtobis. But sadly the trinket is off the table because there is a lot of out characters here and they're gonna bid for it. But it's a different story with the wrists, because I think that nobody here actually wants them. So Freshtobis officially won his second pre-BiS item. And after the raid ended, I was so excited that I even forgot to turn in my quest over Wyrmrest Temple for 5 Emblem of Frosts. And as soon as I did this, I started searching for ICC 10 that I can join and get some more emblems. And I found a guy who wanted 6k gear score for a full normal Emblem of Frost run for ICC 10. I've tried to whisper him, I'm 5.5k gear score, but he still took me in the group, which is ultra nice. Right after that, I went to Ironforge and bought some more gems and enchant, because I always want this character to be fully gemmed and enchanted, so it can look professional in front of the raid leaders. And off we went to ICC, starting yet another ICC for Freshtobis. And the group was pretty nice if I need to be honest. For a pug group, we didn't even need a master loot, everything was group looted and there was no ninja stuff going around. We killed most of the bosses easily and we were even doing solo heal and solo tank tactics. On PP, for example, I really insisted that I wanna be the Abomination because I need to train with the Abom. Because we don't know, but maybe 2-3 weeks later I might need to do this for the Shadowmourne quest. And it was a nice thing for me because I've trained it, I didn't do this for a while and I remembered how things worked here. Also, at the Boot Queen, I needed to play the role of an off tank without having a single tank item on me, because with a single tank, the raid will just die. I used Seal of Light and Judgment of Light and constantly just healed myself, I didn't focus that much on doing damage. On Valitria, I wanted to demonstrate my professional retribution healing skills, but this time the leader didn't let me because we are gonna lag DPS. And Another guy from the group joined with his shaman healer so they can heal the boss. Like, I don't know, it took them like a 1 minute or maybe maximum 2 minutes to do this. It was a complete success. And the trash right before Sindragosa was really satisfying for me because every mob here can grant a soul for the Shadowmourne quest, and as you can see on the screen, there is a lot of souls that you can gather here. Then Sindragosa itself was pretty straightforward. You don't need 2 tanks or 2 healers here on 10 player normal. It was easy for us. And now comes the most important part, the Lich King. We have only 1 tank and 1 healer here. And we need to be extremely careful because we can never be sure that people know what to do when we are on a pug raid. Also, I had the role of dispelling necrotic plague because I wanted to make the job of the healer a little bit easier. We went through phase number 1, after that phase number 2 was extremely easy, we had a lot of DPS, and on ICC 10 player normal it's like kids play here. And finally we managed to kill the Lich King. Well, no items can drop for me here that I can use, but still it was cool because we now have both 10 and 25 player Lich King dead. And the end result of all of this is over 5.6k gear score, which means that soon we're gonna be able to get into raids a lot easier, which is cool. And the only thing that bothers me is that the only item that isn't purple on my character is one of my trinkets, so I wanted to do something about this. But sadly for you guys, you're gonna need to wait until the next episode to see what's coming. The video is already 20 minutes or more, so we need to end this episode. As you can see, we finish episode 3 with doing Kingslayer 10 player, Kingslayer 25 player and RS 25. Also, we almost hit 5.7k gear score. Thank you for watching, thank you for commenting, thank you for liking, and thank you for all the support that you've shown me in the past 2 episodes, guys. See you in the next one.